from the bottom, grit in my veins. Every day a battle, breaking all the chains. Grinding in the streets, vision on the rise. No sleep, just dreams. Fire in my eyes. We the hustle chronicles, writing on.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Black History Month, man. It's Black History Month all year long, though. We contribute. We
24/7.
We ain't stopping. It's the hustle. It's the Hustle Chronicles. My name is AJ.
My name is Tyler.
And this is the
Hustle Chronicles. You already know.
Let's go. So
Exactly. That's the goal.
But without further ado, guys, we got a special guest, man.
Special day, man. We got another special guest.
I already know. My bro, man, I ain't even got words to explain this dude. This dude just different. Highly educated, smart, charismatic. He got the goatee, the beard now. It's smooth, it's growing.
Need to get mine
Establishing
like
his growth. He been at it for a while. Former U.S. Senate candidate in Louisiana. Shout out to my mom's home state.
Shout out to my fam's home state.
Yep. Also a law school graduate. I think he's a practicing attorney right now as well. The bro's been around. He been practicing, highly informed in crypto, Web3, stocks, business, and you might see him time to time running around with Ye these days. I don't know. So without further ado, Dr. Montgomery.
What's going on? What's going on?
My brother.
It's even if you set the playbook, you set the table. I'm not currently practicing right now, but I am Black History. I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest weapon systems engineer in the United States Navy's history. So I started college at 11, started full time at 14, graduated at 19 with my bachelor's in mechanical engineering. Worked for the United States Navy as a weapon systems engineer.
Woo.
For 5 years. The system that's currently shooting down drones in the Red Sea right now, that's my system. Ooh. After that, went to law school, got my MBA. I taught political science at Southern University. I ran for United States Senate in the state of Louisiana. I practiced as a juvenile public defender for about a year and a half. And I've advised I'm your favorite rapper's favorite politician, your favorite rapper's favorite crypto educator. I'm your president crypto educator. I've met with Kanye. I met with Ye. I've met with Donald Trump. I've attended the World Economic Forum and spoke during the World Economic Forum. You got Black history right here in the flesh, right in front of you. So I'm glad that your listeners and your audience are able to see that Black history is right there amongst them.
Amen, brother. Hey, so that means y'all in for a treat. Y'all in for a treat. A wealth of knowledge. We about to get to it. Let's not waste any time. Oh, go ahead, Ty.
No, I was about to say, and it speaks volume to know as we do celebrate Black History Month, in today's current time, we are still creating Black history. We are with the work that we're doing, the hustle that we are cementing our legacies in Black history.
Amen. Yeah, and I definitely want to say thank you, bro, for coming on. We appreciate your time. We don't take it for granted. You're somebody that I've been trying to get on since season 1. Like, we've been trying to have you on.
Yeah.
And even that one little clip that you came on the IG Live.
Yeah, man.
On YouTube.
It's popular. Yeah. I was like, whoa.
So we appreciate you, bro. And big ups on all your accomplishments, too. That's no light feat right there. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
That's the real hustle right there.
Right.
But yeah, man, let's get into it. Since you have been teaching political science for a while, and you was a professor at what school was it? He said
Southern
University. I think my older brother might have went to that school at one point. But yeah, we wanted to, since it is a new year, we got a new president in office. Old president, but new term. His name is Donald J. Trump. It's his first or his second term. And he came out the gate swinging, bro. Like, bro, day one, at the inauguration, signing executive orders. Like, I think he signed like 35 orders already or something of that amount. Some of them already taking effect. The biggest one that I know that's been affecting us is the immigration one. I know a lot of I'm in the school still. Like a lot of my students been missing class because out of fear of getting pulled out of class by ICE. Jobs, people are getting taking out their jobs, their homes. So I ain't gonna lie, it's a little bit of chaos. And I don't know if we will see retribution for this or if it's just gonna graze over easily, which I doubt. What are your thoughts on his first couple of weeks in office of his presidency? Like, I know immigration is not the only thing he's signed in. If you could speak on just his first couple of weeks.
What we're seeing is what happens when you have a president that is unafraid of utilizing their power. And what is it? Ask for forgiveness instead of ask for permission.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we have those three branches of government, is so that there is a check and a balance of that particular power. In asking for permission, we've seen that things don't get done. And particularly we saw with the last administration is that all these things that he was supposed to do for Black people, and specifically for Black people, and all these excuses that were made about, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that. And we're watching executive orders that people are saying, oh, this is unconstitutional, oh, this is wrong, this is immoral, right?
Yeah.
President Biden would have got my vote if he would have forgave student loans. Point blank, period.
Mine too.
I voted for President Trump. But if he would have did something about student loans, he would have got my vote off of that alone. But over these last couple weeks, what we're seeing is, you talk about the executive orders when it comes to immigration. And in some ways, we can look at it from, oh, it's sad that people are going through this particular experience, right? Are you given the same leniency when you break the law? You, as a young Black man, you're breaking the law because you're trying to make a better life, or you're trying to do something, right? Are you given the same leniency? Are you given the same protection and given the same understanding? So when we talk about this the immigration issue, if you cross, you as an American try crossing somebody else's border without going through Border Patrol and see if they lock you up.
No, it's not happening.
It's not happening, bro.
I just came back from Switzerland. And I flew in. Where would I fly in from? I flew in from Switzerland into London, and they made me go through security again.
Mm.
I was still on the plane.
Word?
Yes, I was still in the airport. They made me go through security again. Why? Because now you're coming into somebody else's borders.
Wow.
And so imagine if I would have tried to bypass that and I just stayed in London, and then they find out, look, we have a process for you to even be here, and you just bypass that process. They're not going to hear, oh, I'm trying to find a better life. Oh, they're not going to hear that. Is what's happening. It's unfortunate that these children are being subjected to that, but right, these are decisions that the adults made, knowing full well what some of the consequences were. The thing is that you weren't worried about enforcement because the previous administrations were very lenient on that. You're going down the street and the speed limit is a wide open street and the speed limit says 50. But you like, ain't no cops out here. So what are you doing? 70, 80, 90, mashing, right?
Yep.
All because there's enforcement. But let there be a cop and you find out, oh, they're pulling people over, or you get that first ticket. Guess what you're gonna do?
He's slowing down real quick.
You're slowing down real quick. So
all of a sudden there's traffic.
Yeah.
So I only wanted to speak about the immigration issue because you brought it up. But what I'm most happy about is him saying that we want to make the United States Center for Digital Assets and for Crypto a center of excellence. He wants to be #1 in the world for digital assets and crypto. That's my line of work, right? That's my bread and butter. That's what I'm most important for. And in fact, that's why I voted for him. When people ask me, why did I vote for President Trump? They're like, first they hit you, how can you as a Black man? And first you even asking me that about how can I as a Black man vote for somebody like this? You think that the people around you ain't racist? As if I'm going to utilize that as an excuse not to advocate for what's best for me. He ain't advocating for me as a Black person. He's advocating for me as somebody that's in crypto.
Yeah.
He's advocating for, right? He's advocating for somebody that like me that's in AI, that's in the tech industry. Those things are important to me. I voted for him for 3 particular reasons. I needed a crypto friendly president. I also needed a president that was going to have business and tax reform. And third, a president that was going to protect my Second Amendment rights.
Mm.
Everything else is just a distraction. Everything else is potential noise. And what I have said to many leaders like Pastor Jamal Bryant at the Black Male Policy and Agenda Summit, when I said to them, is that every black man needs to have 3 issues that are most important to him. We keep getting distracted by all the 1,000 hills that we can die on, and yet we ignore the 3 hills that we can live and thrive on. And
Mm.
why is that? It's because most people are just going through life blindfolded, sleepwalking.
Mm.
If you cannot identify the 3 things that make sure that you as a black person or a black man, right? And I just say as an American, right? Because when you see me, there's so much more to me than just my skin. There's so much more to me than just my culture. There's so much more to me than just my ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you don't even like my culture or my ancestry. Guess what? You don't like that I used to practice law. You don't like that I'm an expert that I'm an expert in my field. You're gonna that I'm a money man. You're gonna that I'm in crypto. You're gonna like that. So that's what I'm gonna connect with you on. When I look at what's going on in Donald Trump's presidency, I've told people it's going to be a wild ride over the next 4 years, but this is the best time for people who have entrepreneurial spirits to really come up and make things happen. We as black folks and we as scruffy individuals going for it, those people who believe in themselves and believe in what God has given them, what Yeshua HaMashiach has put in their heart, this is an opportunity for great wealth. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. So how about you now get your life together, get yourself right with God, and so that he can go ahead and give you that download of what your purpose is supposed to be. So that instead of all the wicked people and the bad people and the evil people being rich, why not you be rich and you be an example for the world? You be an example because the world only has this particular example of what wealth and success and power looks like. But what about righteous people, right? So this is the opportunity for us to be doing that. And once again, with all these different executive orders, he wants to create a sovereign wealth fund. So now the United States people can participate in the wealth and be an investor in companies and things of the sort. So there are going to be executive orders that people are going to have issues with, that they're not going to. One of the most dangerous ones is labeling the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations.
Yeah, I
Because now
see.
what you've done is you've greenlit the cartels, but the cartels are a global criminal enterprise. There's 3 things in that: global, I'm everywhere; criminal, I'm in crime. I'm known for taking risks. I'm known for being highly adaptable. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
an enterprise. So you're enterprise. That means I have set systems in place that allow for me to make money. So now you take a set system, a large enterprise with logistics, with human resources, with its own military wing that is highly adaptable and willing to take risk, that is global. And now you're getting ready to call them a foreign terrorist organization and unleash the United States military. The problem with having open borders is that the cartel is able to move not only products, but people across the border.
Mm.
So while the United States military is the greatest military in the world, our special operations forces are the most highly trained, most dangerous, and most violent forces in the world. All that power and all that greatness still doesn't make us invincible.
Yeah, of
And
course.
that's what we forget is that yes, you can go after these cartels, you can go after them, but guess what? They know how to hit back.
Yeah. Why
Mm.
do you think America and our culture specifically has such a desire for these substances like in drugs and whether it's weed, whether it's pills, whether it's sex, like what is it, how do we like deny that flesh, like that fleshly desire that we have as people? Because I think that's a big problem with the community is we're all flesh driven. Not all of us, but like a lot of people are flesh driven. And it's plagued us like even when the black community had its people getting thrown in prison, all the black men, uncles couldn't be trusted, aunties couldn't be trusted, and everybody was on drugs. And like how do we, I think we're getting better, but like how do we continue to progress that forward?
That's a great question. And what I'm going to say is that this world is more spiritual than it is physical.
I
And what
agree.
we're dealing with is truly a spiritual battle. And that's whether it's drugs, whether it's sex, right? One of my vices was used to be marijuana and sex. And I
Hmm.
really had to start going diving deep within myself to be like, man, why is it? What is it about? What is it about weed and what is it about sex? Either I'm trying to escape something or I'm trying to feel some level of emptiness within myself. And so what happens when you have you're feeling empty in some area of your life? Oh, you know what? Things ain't going right in my life. Oh, they took my law license. They took my law license. And then that, as a result, they took my job. And so now what am I left with? What am I left with? I'm applying for jobs and nothing's coming through. At least I can make I can give my girl an orgasm,
Yeah.
Okay, prior to
right?
that,
you
filming
you,
it,
you get what
something
I'm
else.
you get what
Yeah,
I'm saying? But how how that's a level of emptiness that no matter amount of sex that I have is going to solve. You get
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
What about with marijuana? I don't like my thoughts right now, man, and I just kind of just need to just take a break. I just need to take a break. That means that there's something within you that you're battling with.
Mm.
It's that
Yeah.
it's a spiritual battle that you're literally having. It could be alcohol. There's a spiritual battle that's literally going on right now, and we don't realize it. And I didn't realize it for so long. Have you ever have you I don't know if y'all have ever had this experience. I started getting an understanding of it when girls would give me stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then it seemed like everything in my life just started going wrong. And the moment that I got rid of it, it seemed like things just started up. I don't know if you've ever experienced that.
Like they give it to you, and then is stuff go start going wrong, or you start feeling wrong, but then
Brother, yes. Have you ever
Hey,
uh,
experienced that?
I
um,
don't think I have. I
yeah,
don't remember like it hitting hard at least. If it was, I probably missed it or
it
couldn't
feels
figure it
like
out in time.
some
Guess
kind
get
of level
because
of action.
guess what happens with most of us men is that we got so many other things coming at us and bombarding us that we don't even realize the spiritual attacks that are going on against us. Why?
Mm,
Because
Hmm.
we're taught to take ultra responsibility for everything that happens to us, but we only take ultra responsibility when it comes to the physical things, but not to the spiritual things.
Hmm.
Things going wrong in your life. Oh, how's your prayer life right now? You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when I'm going to bring it back to what we were originally talking about, this spiritual battle that's going on, why would somebody turn to cocaine? Why would somebody turn to fentanyl? Why would somebody turn to alcohol? Why would somebody turn to MDMA? There's a level of emptiness. Why?
mm,
Yeah.
Or there's a level of emptiness, or this substance allows for something that's dormant in you to come out. Why can't you allow that? Why does it take some substance to allow for something that's supposed to already be in you to come out? Is it actually in you, or is that substance now bringing something out of you that shouldn't be there? Never thought about it like that. Because if it was actually in you, then that means that you don't have control over yourself. Because if you can't bring whatever that is out by will and it takes some substance, ding, that's an indicator. And once again, especially we as black men are not taught about are not taught about we're taught about this spiritual battle in this aloft kind of sense. And there's a reason why black men don't like going to church, because we're not given things that are actionable that actually help us.
Man,
mm.
let's talk about it.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So
Sensible.
once I started diving into my journey, and thank God for my wife. My This was the first woman that ever was so focused on my relationship with God that even if me and her weren't together, she was more focused about that.
Shout out
Mm.
to her, man. I didn't even know you
Right?
were
My
married, bro.
wife introduced me to the church that I'm at now. That now the pastor has called me to I've been called to ministry. That's a whole nother thing. I've been called to ministry and I didn't want to go down that particular route, but now I have to, right? I'm saying to you, as somebody that was in the church that wasn't getting any results, as a result, wasn't getting any results, now having gone through this transformational process, be renewed by the transformation of your mind.
Bible
I'm
talks about
thinking
that.
differently now. Oh, so I know, oh, this is a spiritual attack. This is what's going on. Oh, why is it that I feel like drinking? Why is it that I want to smoke? Why is it that I'm feeling that way? What's going on inside of me mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? Because it's the spirit that's, hey man, why don't you go ahead and go do this? And I'm battling the flesh. I'm like, nah, I ain't supposed to do that. But are you not supposed to do that because it's the wrong thing to do? Or are you not supposed to do that because now I recognize where my help and my protection comes from? And when I do those kinds of things, I give the enemy legal access to attack me.
That's deep.
Facts. Facts.
That's deep.
I hope that I answered your question
Yeah.
in a way that not only brings clarity to you and brings clarity to your audience.
Yeah. The show is all about the hustle and bettering yourself, personal development. And for the last 2-3 seasons, we've had people to share their journeys and how they overcame stuff. Like you was talking about the weed and the sex, and you overcame it. And it's just interesting to see people's perspective on it, because not everybody's the same, but we go through similar battles. I've noticed as a whole, as people, are we getting better? You know what I mean? Are we progressing? Is the community moving forward, or are we stagnant? And I don't want us to be stagnant. So I want us to be moving forward and progressing, because ultimately we're passing this to our children. You know what I mean? And the next generation, even if they're not our children, but technically they're all our children. But I just want to ask you that question because you mentioned the cartels and them supplying these, because if they didn't have the demand there for the drugs, the weed, the cocaine, the pills, then they would be basically out of business. You know what I mean?
Let me bring it out. Let me bring it out of the spiritual aspect. Let me bring it out of the spiritual aspect. If I can remember, I said they took my law license, which meant that I could no longer work as an attorney. And I was defending kids who were in trouble. I was a public defender for 10 through 17, right? Eliminated that service that I could provide from them as a result. That's a level of privilege to even have a law license. Aren't as privileged.
Yes.
What about the people who are trying to get a job at McDonald's, but McDonald's is telling them no? Or I got $40, let me go ahead and get me an eighth, and I'll figure this stuff out. I need something that's going to ease the pain of me feeling like a failure. I need something that's going to ease the pain of me not being able to provide for my family. I need something that's going to ease the pain of me feeling like I've been lied to by America. I need something that's going to allow me to live a different reality, or allow me to sleep away. That's going to allow me to at least feel better about my situation, because they say that the economy is working. They say that the economy is booming, but I don't feel it in my pockets. So the demand is there because of the economic situation that is going on here in the United States.
Yeah. So hopefully Trump can lead us a little bit further, help us out. You mentioned him. One of the reasons why you voted was for crypto and economic contributions and benefits for you. I noticed that one of the things that he did when, I don't know if it was right before or like maybe a little bit after, he had made his Trump coin.
Yes.
And he also made one for his wife, Melania.
Yeah, Melania.
Yeah, a lot of people are still getting more versed into crypto. They're getting more knowledge.
Guess who talked to Trump about crypto before he launched his first?
Don't say not, because you mentioned he's okay. And so we got the man himself, y'all.
Listen, we got the man.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have been part of that team, but I think Trump was a little pissed off with Kanye. Excuse me, Trump was a little pissed off with Ye after our meeting.
Bruh.
If he wouldn't have been so upset, then I think I would have been part of that team.
Damn it,
It's all good.
Always doing
I'll be
some
back with the administration soon.
You feel?
Yo, you ain't good for that one.
Yeah.
Yo.
Come on, yeah.
Leave it. Yeah. Hold on. That shit cracks me up, because I don't know him personally, but all right, we watching. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So much for giving me a chance to win a VMA award.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Bruh.
best videos of all time.
Yeah, so can you give people like the ground level of what crypto is? Like, how can they be involved in crypto? Like, how does it circulate through the world? I didn't mention it, but I know you went to Davos, the World Economic Forum. What kind of things did you learn from there? You know what I mean? Can you just expound on that?
I've been to Davos. I've been invited to speak at Davos 3 times in a row for the last 3 years.
Can anybody go? I know you got invited, but can anybody go? Can you pull up?
You could pull up, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna be in the right places.
Mm.
Oh,
There's levels
Levels
to
to it. Yep.
yeah, there's
Always.
major levels to it. There's major levels to it.
No, I was just asking, can you give people the ground base of cryptocurrency? Explain to them like how crypto works. What do you see it going in the future, foreseeing for cryptocurrency? Is it taking over the dollar? Is this going to be a world? Because I see it as a world coin, like a world currency, where we're not going to have the rubles or the US dollar or any of the other currency, where cryptocurrency be the world currency, like that everybody uses.
So to put it this, one of the, you asked a very complex question for which I'm perfectly suited to answer in a simple way.
Mm-hmm.
Cryptocurrency is digital money. It is digital money. And when we start shifting the way that we think about money, we'll start to better understand cryptocurrency. How does cryptocurrency work? Cryptocurrency works, think of like a Google Sheets, right? A Google Sheets. And you got a bunch of people with computers that are always adding to that Google Sheet. And every time that somebody makes a change to that Google Sheet, everybody's able to see it. But you're not able to delete anything, you're only able to write things. And everybody can see every transaction that happens. Why is that a good thing? Why is that important? Because it brings transparency to every transaction that goes on in the chain. And it's what we call immutable, which means that it cannot be changed, even though it's arguable, but that's going into the weeds. But it is digital money, and the one of that has the most mind share is Bitcoin. It is Bitcoin. The reason why Bitcoin is important is because it is digital money of the people, meaning that this wasn't money that was created by a government. It was money created by people who are in the tech world. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Sir.
1 second.
Oh, I thought that might have been me.
No, let me let my other half know that she's got the.
I was like,
Next too.
I low key started looking around. I was like, do I have something like is some TV too loud?
Is that better?
Yeah.
You feel better? I feel you.
So what happens is now you have this digital money that is created by the people, and the people are the ones deciding what it's worth. And it originally, a lot of the people who were first using it, who used it the most, were people who were in the black market and the Pirate Bay, because it allowed for them to transact with one another without having to use a bank. So Bitcoin allows for you to literally be your own bank. It allows you to be your own bank, but it allows for you to be able to do business with anyone in the world who has access to the internet and or has a wallet.
Okay.
It's required that you have a wallet. It's required that you have a wallet, which in a wallet is basically just literally a digital address, like almost like an email address. Think of it that way, where if you have this super complicated password that only you're able to get in, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Bitcoin is that everybody, every nation in the world, their people in some way, shape, or form have access to Bitcoin because they have access to the internet.
Yeah.
So now governments aren't in the business of giving up their national currencies. But what it allows for individuals to do is to do business with people. If I wanted to do business with somebody in a sanctioned country, let's say Iran or North Korea, I wouldn't say that. I couldn't use an American bank. because American banks are forbidden from doing any business with those countries.
Mm.
Doing any business with any bank or company that's registered in those countries.
Yeah.
But I can bypass the banks totally by utilizing Bitcoin. All they have to have is their own Bitcoin market, somewhere where somebody is willing to who's willing to accept Bitcoin. And what I mean by that, all right, the same way that you would go when you're getting ready to go out the country, you're going to exchange your money. Like I had to exchange dollars for Swiss francs. The same way, somebody's saying, okay, I got one Bitcoin and one Bitcoin is worth $100,000, and somebody's got $100,000, or they might take a 10% discount. They might take a 10% fee off of it. So instead of getting $100,000, you get $90,000. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a digital money, digital currency. I'm gonna go back to what I was talking about. We have to rethink the way in which we think about money. Money is not cash or currency, whatever you want to call it, is not just that. It's access.
Yeah.
Access. Can I buy something? Can I buy food for $1?
Yep.
Can I buy food for $1,000?
Yep.
Yep. That's some good groceries right there.
Right? So all that did was either change up the amount of money I had, gave me access to something that I normally wouldn't have had access to.
Mm-hmm.
Am I making sense?
Yeah.
That A5 Wagyu steak that's $40 an ounce, right? That 10-ounce ribeye, because I like ribeyes and I like Wagyu, right?
Is that the one they put in the briefcase?
Oh, that's nuts to that. That's nuts to that. That's
That's-
all. When you go to a real steakhouse, when you go to a real steakhouse, they ain't doing all that, all those theatrics and all that. You're paying for the show more than you're paying for the steak, right? But when you got that $400 steak, I could get a $10 steak, right? But that $400 steak, what's the difference? One's $10 and one's $400, but they're both steaks. But the amount of money that I have determines the level of access that I have. I don't have access to the A5 Wagyu steak with $10. I have access to it with $400 though. So money is access the same way that if I want to put regular gas, but I got regular gas money, but my car takes premium.
Yeah.
It gives access. The more money that you have, the more access you have to things. And that's the difference that you go from being a consumer to being a producer to becoming rich and becoming wealthy, is that you start to think about money differently, and money provides access. Oh, why do you have a membership at Orange Theory or at Orange Theory or at Gold's Gym? I could use the same gym equipment, but guess what? I know that the people at these places pay a high membership fee, and so it's people who are thinking like me, as ambitious as me, who have a certain level of status that are going to be there. And what better way of making sure that I'm in the same place as these people than having a membership at these places?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can give another example. When I went to Invest Fest last year, I had the general admission, and our frat brother Tyrone, he had the VIP, and we on the same line. Sprinkle, hey, what up? He was able to cross paths with some of the speakers, people that they established their name, their brand, their wealth, and he was sending me pictures like, hey, and I'm like, okay, bro, I see you. And I was able to come across a couple people, but I had to come across them in like the regular areas. While he was able to have access to the backstages and these rooms and this room. So the money does give you access. It's not necessarily like, oh, I'm rich and wealthy, but the whole thing of wealth is the access and the privilege of it. You know what I mean? Just being allowed in those rooms because you paid the dues, you paid the fee. And if I can offer anybody any advice, is like Doc said, look at money different. It's not necessary that it's $400, $500. I don't want to pay that much. That's expensive. There's stuff that you're getting with it. You know what I mean? The access, the extra benefits, like those things matter, because that one person that you meet might quadruple your wealth, triple your wealth. The famous saying, your network is your net worth. So it's not who knows you, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. Like, I know Doc, I know Tyler. Like, These game changers, definitely, guys. Just work your way up, and if it's crypto, or stocks, or real estate, there are avenues that where you can build you up. But it starts at work. You gotta work. If you ain't working, then it's gonna be tough. Cause how else you gonna get money? Are you on a fixed income? Or you have to either do that, create a product, a service, or whatever you can to bring in that income, and then multiply it. Figure out ways to multiply it. It's take some time, but you can do it. You can do it. But I did want to ask you a question about the crypto, because I'm just curious about crypto. I really think this gonna go forward like real far. Like Bitcoin went crazy when Trump came in office, and I did want to offer some pushback too, because they say it's on the blockchain, it's written, but I've been hearing commentators talk about this is what people are using to hide their transactions, sex trafficking or illegal drugs, or maybe guns being purchased without, because I'm thinking, okay, if I got this cryptocurrency and I'm in some foreign world or international territory, and I have the Apple Pay, right? So Apple Pay is, okay, I push this button and I go there and, oh, this shit work. Cool. Am I able to do that with like a Bitcoin, or do they have that kind of technology yet where you can Apple Pay it? You know what I mean? Or do I
They
have
have
to start that?
they have cards that crypto.com has a card that is connected to your crypto account, and you'll be able to make transactions utilizing your card based upon them selling an equivalent balance or amount of your Bitcoin or any crypto that you have sitting in your digital wallet.
Mm,
Has it gotten to the same level of functionality of Visa? No, it hasn't. Visa's been around for years and they've had that entire network. And the thing about that is that they're trying to limit, Trump is trying to pave the way for banks to utilize crypto. But the challenge is, why do I need a card and why do I need a bank when I'm able to send things directly? Have you ever had a bank account seized?
no, I haven't personally.
No, I haven't.
Have
I
you
have,
ever had wages garnished?
yep, sure. I definitely have wages garnished for
Had
sure.
wages garnished, right? They're able to garnish it because it's part of their system. I've
Mm,
had a bank account seized. They're able to seize it because it's part of their system.
mm,
Bitcoin and crypto is not part of their system. Let's look at it from another perspective, right? You talk about the people doing illicit activity with it. Before there was Bitcoin and digital currency, was there illicit activity going on?
yeah.
What
Yeah.
were they using?
Just dollars and whatever. Oh, cash. They were using cash. I'm guessing.
Yeah. I guess it was good.
Yeah.
Regardless of the technology, somebody's going to find a way of using it, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, do people in those illicit activities utilize that? Yes, but the thing about it is that crypto is not it's not anonymous because it's written on the blockchain.
Mm.
Everybody can see the transaction. What it is pseudonymous, meaning I can see where the transaction went to, but I don't know who that wallet belongs to. That's the thing.
That's crazy.
That's the thing. So it's pseudonymous. So if they're not able to tie you to a particular wallet, then yeah, you're able to transact, but you're not able to hide the transaction. You may not necessarily know what the transaction was for, but if you're able to say, okay, I know this person is doing this, I know that it's supposed to come from this wallet, or there's information that's needed in order to find it. But if you know how much it was, you can go through the entire chain and find those things out. The challenge is finding out who a particular wallet belongs to. I was waiting to hear your pushback.
No, the pushback was the people saying that it's not able to identify it, but you said it right. Like you said that it's able to.
Do you use
The
crypto?
wallet. Yeah, I use Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and that's
No, do
pretty.
you have you ever paid for anything using crypto?
No.
I sent money using crypto,
No.
Bitcoin. I've,
Who'd you send it to?
so one of my friends in Nigeria.
How challenging was that?
It wasn't that challenging. I went to the ATM. I put the money in, and it converted to crypto, Bitcoin, And then I sent him I guess it was a number or something like that, like a transaction number. Gave it to him, and he was able to take the money out and got his cash. So it was pretty seamless, honestly. It wasn't hard at all.
So what I'm asking, because even though that there are people who utilize it in bad ways, right? You're the people who are doing bad things are going to find a way to do the bad things
Yeah.
regardless of what's available.
Yeah.
Let me throw this on you. Did
Mhm.
you know that your money right now, your United States dollars, is a surveillance tool? Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
No, didn't know that. No.
But
Oh,
I
okay.
know they be all. I know they be all up in this stuff.
Yeah, I know to
Oh,
be tapped
oh,
in.
Accounts
let
all.
me. So you mean to tell me that if you walk into a bank and you want to deposit more than $10,000 into the bank, that they're not going to file a suspicious activity report on you?
Mm,
Oh, I can bet it. Yes.
Oh wait, oh let's go in somewhere. Or if I walk into the post office and I buy more than $3,000 of money orders at one point in time, that the post office is going to file a suspicious activity report on me?
they be on it. They be
Yeah.
on it.
Why am I being watched? Because I'm utilizing the money that I earned.
I honestly, bro, they are very surveillance heavy in United States. I don't know if it's like this in any other states. Maybe it is. I haven't traveled much. I've only been like in the United States for the most part, but eventually I will be traveling, and I'm curious to see how much surveillance stuff is really out there, and it's going to be more as we keep going further and further into the digital age. So I'm very curious about that as well. But I know I can't get away from it because they're using their tools, their technology, they're creating this, they're creating policies, and it's getting real. It's been real. But yeah, I just wanted to offer some pushback. That's what a lot of commentators are saying is that, oh,
Who?
just people on CNN. I don't know exactly which one. I got to go back, but that's what they were saying.
They ain't had CNN. They don't have real experts on there talking. Why? Because they're there to push an agenda.
Okay, I feel you.
They're
Makes
to
sense.
I ain't
they're
mad.
there to tell everybody. They're there to
Makes
tell
sense.
everybody to be afraid of crypto, and then watch 5 years later, all these people are millionaires because they invest in crypto, and black
Yeah.
folks gonna be sitting over there. Oh well, what happened?
Yeah, no, I want us to invest in crypto. I definitely want us to invest in crypto because I see the potential for it, and it's already going.
Dude, I've been screaming about crypto
For
since 2016, 2017. Even Chuck was talking trash about
oh yeah,
crypto.
yeah, I I remember. There you go.
I will say this about Chuck. He came to my crypto meetup though.
He gonna you got to do your you got to do your research. You know what I
Like
mean?
I'm saying like this, even if you don't do the research, it's about who you trust. What do I mean by that? Let's call it who's going to listen to me? Who's going to listen to me? Certified, validated genius, but you doubt what I say on some technology stuff. Cool, that's on you. I'll be the only wealthy person around me, and then I'll just get a new set of friends. And then that's what I have been doing is getting a new sets of friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, everybody that could have listened to me, that should have listened to me, is going to be like, oh, I get DMs all the time about, oh man, can you teach me about this? No, you can pay me to ignore me because when I was giving the game for free, you weren't listening. You
I
can pay me to ignore me.
Sheesh. Talk that talk, bro. So we're gonna move into the next segment. Hopefully, everybody got some value out of that. I'm sure they did. This next segment is called the hustle segment, and we're gonna play the song real quick.
I love the game. I love the hustle, man.
I love that one. So this segment is basically about your hustle, bro. You talked about it earlier about you overcoming the flesh, whether it's weed, whether it's sex, and you've done some amazing things in life. Can you just give like a brief overview? You can't even brief like stuff like this. As
No,
much.
you can't.
And how did you make it through the ranks, and like how did you overcome certain obstacles? Can you just give a background story of who you are and like where did you come from?
Absolutely. I'm going to start this story off like this. Young black men are oftentimes ill-equipped for the realities of this world What do I mean by that? Is our parents are often trying to give us hope at a very young age of what we can be, of what we can accomplish. They're trying to give us that at a young age. And I was blessed to have that at a very young age, right? My parents were a little bit older. Both my parents were college educated, right? So those kinds of things were instilled in me. But that doesn't stop me from also making bad decisions, right? Every single one of us have made mistakes, have made bad decisions. Every single one of us have had traumatic things that have happened to us. The challenge is whether we allow those things that have happened to us to define who we are versus how we respond to those things actually defining what our life will be. So you can say, "Oh, I grew up hard. I grew up and all these things happen." Absolutely. That gives you a unique advantage. And why does it give you a unique advantage? Because you should have a greater appreciation for the things that you now have.
I think that speaks volumes for sure.
There we go. I'm back. Let me make sure to get my camera together. See, that's the enemy trying to work against me right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to say it earlier too. It's all good. We still
It's all
fine.
good. We still going. We
It's
still
all
going.
good. It's all good. So now, what is some of my story, right? What is some of my story? You guys, I told you that started college at 11, started full time at 14, graduated at 19. But the crazy part about it is I was a teen father at the same time that I was a college graduate. My
Wow.
daughter was born when I turned 19, 18, one of the two. 18, 19, 19. By the way,
Daughter.
Hmm.
I was a young father. But here's the cold part about it. I was a victim of sexual assault. My daughter's
Hmm.
mother is 9 years older than me and was messing with me when I was 17 and she was 26 and she was
Hmm.
studying to be a teacher. This sexual predator is now dealing with me as somebody younger that she feels that she can manipulate, somebody that she can control, and then give me all these issues with me trying to be a father. And this is control. It comes from a spirit of control. It comes from a spirit of resentment that now here it is as somebody that's accomplished as myself. Now I'm having to deal with the baby mama drama unnecessarily, right? We don't talk about how much black dads and dads in general love their children. We just love differently. Our roles and our responsibilities are different, but oftentimes the contribution that dads make is disregarded. Dads are
Yeah.
saying, "Well, you're more likely a kid is more likely to grow up in poverty being raised by a single mother than they are to being raised by a single father." Like a kid is like 2 or 3 times more likely to grow up in poverty with a single mother than with a single father. However, the women utilize the court system against fathers. The child support system, the child custody system is all about extracting resources. It has nothing to do with what's in the best interest of the child. So imagine going through all of this, going through the court system and child support and fighting for custody and trying to see my daughter, showing up to pick up my daughter and she's, "No, you can't have her, but there's a court order in place. And guess what? In order for me to exercise and protect my rights, that costs money. I got to get a lawyer." Why? Because when I walk into the court system, I'm treated as a deadbeat and I'm trying to do the right thing.
Man.
This is the story about black fathers that isn't told. If you talk to any man that's been through it, oh, you'll find out that there's a silent struggle that goes on. And that's why I'm so glad to hear about people like Tyrese and Lionel Tillman, who childsupportisfraud.com, being able to hear their story because now it starts giving men hope and letting men know that you don't have to be silent about what goes on.
Hmm.
Mm.
That the deadbeat dad, where you're looked at as a deadbeat, but you're a deadbeat is somebody that doesn't even want to be involved at all.
Yeah.
We don't talk about how difficult some of these mothers make it for these children to see their fathers and make it for the fathers to see their children. We don't talk about that. We give these people a pass, and then guess what? Oh, who we talk about the issue with our children. Who's raising them if black men aren't in the home?
The
And
community,
if
the
the children
streets.
were that important, why not give them to the dads? That's telling me that it doesn't have anything to do about the children. It has everything to do about control and the resources that you get as a result. So that's why when they talk about utilizing children as pawns, this is something that I went through. We don't talk about how that affects your self-esteem. I want to be a good dad. I came from a two-parent household. That's I
Man,
want to be involved in my child's life. Okay, me and the mom aren't together, fine, not a problem. But I want to be involved in my child's life. What that will do to my self-esteem and what it will do to my psyche. These are some of the challenges that I went through. That I went through. I'm. I don't. Once again,
yep. Trying to silence us.
they're
It
trying
will
to
not
silence
happen.
me. Trying to silence me. That's how
Will
you
not
know
happen.
that's how you know I'm cooking. That's how you know I'm cooking, right? Even though I was the youngest weapon systems engineer in the U.S. Navy's history, right? I'm still 20, 19, 20 years old. I'm still a YN at heart,
Shout out to all.
right? I have a security clearance, but end up getting a DUI 11 days before my 21st birthday.
I know
Man.
those. Tough journey right there. I already know.
A weekend before a major trip. Guess
Mm,
whose trip got canceled?
damn.
Work
Jeez.
trip. Guess who had to sit down for a year and a half and really deal with himself?
Yeah, it's the worst, bro. All right. Being set down is different, man. You really gotta confront all those demons and stuff. And like you say, you was dealing with your mother of your child, and was putting that heat on you and stuff. And you don't feel like yourself because you don't got that esteem that it drains you. Like, am I doing bad? Am I not worthy? You know what I mean? You
Think
trying to
about
do
it from
your best, but
the worthy part, right? The worthy part about it is this is how much, as young black men, that we are desensitized. I was a victim of sexual assault. If I was a 26-year-old man dealing with a 17-year-old girl, what do you think they would do to me?
Oh my gosh.
been locked up.
Locked up,
Hmm.
put you as probably a registered offender.
Oh, so you mean
Like,
that there is a so if based on just because of my gender, I'm if I'm a woman, I'm protected, but if I'm a man, I'm not.
bingo.
Oh, but I get railroaded in the court system.
Man.
Imagine what that does to your psyche about, well, I thought there was justice.
Yeah. We
Mm,
know it's not justice for all. We
right? So
ain't
now I'm having to work through all these things. I'm having to and when I had to sit down for that year, it was like, dude, I wanted to self-destruct. I wanted to self-destruct. And it's whose will is stronger, mine or the world's? And it was literally that thought that every time that things started getting hard, I had to ask myself, whose will is stronger, mine or the world's? And it felt like the world was kicking my butt sometimes, right? Imagine one day your child support being tripled, going from $400 to $1,200. Like that.
Yeah, especially if
that's wild.
the income is like right there too. Like you ain't but bringing in 2,000, maybe that. You still got bills, car notes,
Wild.
insurance. Got to put food on the table. Well, that's basically everything.
I'm going through all these things and trying to figure out all these things and still having to perform, still having to show up every day, right? And when we go through these things, it is rough. But when we look back on this, but the challenge is being able to look back on those things and say, you know what? I'm glad that I went through that because I'm here now. It was a hard road. It was a hard road. But oftentimes, sometimes those wounds never heal, or we don't spend time dealing with those wounds. And
Mm.
I was still dealing with those wounds. So, what did those wounds do? It messed up relationships for me, romantic and friendship and platonic relationships, because I'm still dealing with that trauma. They talk about black men going to therapy. I can tell you right now, you don't understand what therapy is as a between 20 and 29.
Yeah.
Nobody is talk about it. What do you mean talk about it? What do you mean talk about it? And what is it actually going to do? You don't understand any of that. And then you reach a point in your life and you're like, dude, the way that I'm going ain't working and something's got to change. Something's got to change.
Yeah.
Something's got to change. So I go through all that stuff while I'm working for the Navy and all of that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to law school. I'm going to law school. I'm going to law school because I'm tired of paying lawyers for all this stuff that I'm doing with child custody and child support. I can figure this stuff out myself. Go to law school, excel in law school, kick butt in law school. I'm a pain in the butt to the administration. There was a video of me running up on the stage at a graduation. I think that's probably the first time in Southern University history that's ever happened. And the person that I ended up talking to was the chancellor of the university was the chancellor of the law school when I was there. And I'm known for raising hell and causing trouble. Here it is, years later, now I'm showing up on stage. I'm going through these things. I'm in law school, figuring things out. Now I graduate law school and I take the bar, but it takes me almost a year and a half for them to swear me in because guess what? It was easier for me to get a security clearance working around weapons of mass destruction than it was for me to get a law license.
That's crazy.
Man.
They
Wow.
jerked me around about my law license. Why? Because of child support. Mind you, I'm still a victim of sexual assault and this person hasn't been held accountable. But I'm held accountable. You can force me to pay, but you can't force anybody to hire me. Imagine putting in job applications and no one's hiring you. What that does to your mind, what that does to your psyche, right? Graduate law school, pass the bar first try.
Wow.
Yeah, the people still look at me crazy because normally when you graduate law school, people, they go silent. They drop off the map because they're studying for the bar. I was still on Instagram, still traveling, doing all that stuff. I started studying for the bar on July 5th, and I took the bar on July 21st and passed it.
Then.
Documented. So imagine going to law school, passing the bar, them jerking your chain about trying to become an attorney. You finally become an attorney. They got me on probation, attorney probation. I'm still trying to see my daughter and fly back and forth because her mother wouldn't allow her to come out to Louisiana. Control. Once again, I'm having to fly out. That means I got to get a ticket. That means I got to get a rental car and maybe got to get a hotel depending on where I'm at in order to even be around my daughter. Oh, not to mention, I'm running a campaign. I'm running for U.S. Senate. So I'm going through all these different challenges. And it's, am I going to complain about it? No, because I'm making the decision to do these things. When you start taking responsibility for your decisions, you don't have to feel sorry for me, but when things are messed up and I'm being done wrong, like, that's not a complaint. That's stating facts. I didn't start having major issues with the bar until I got involved in politics. And it made me think about what T.I. said. Rather give me 50 years than a scholarship. Anything to keep me out of politics. What do? You throw dirt on my name. You write hit pieces about me where there's no author on the article. You throw dirt on my name. You lie on me. And then you take my license. So these are things that happen. Oh, man, this is how I was feeding myself. This is how I was making things happen. Oh, what am I going to do? I got to figure this out. They took my law license 30 days before my election. Do you think that's a coincidence?
No.
I had been running my campaign for over a year, and it was hard to get any press written about me. But all of a sudden, after I lose my law license, I'm in the news, in Louisiana news. 15 hours later, 12 hours later, I had people in Baton Rouge calling me. And I lived in Shreveport, saying, I saw you on the news. You think that was by accident? So these are the kinds of things that you as people who are doing things, you don't see your own greatness, right? You just see yourself as yourself, but you don't see what kind of threat that you are to the system and to the power structure. And the moment that you start embracing that and recognizing how important that you are, how important you are to God's kingdom, how important you are to the world, how important you are to the people, you'll never operate at the level that you're supposed to operate. You'll never operate with the level of confidence that you're supposed to operate at. But you know what? It took me going through all of those different things in order for me to start to see that. How is it that somebody that lost their law license, right? That their law license was taken from them, ends up having dinner with Ye and Donald Trump, gets invited, asked to go be my advisor. How do you go from losing your job to being asked by one of the most influential people in the world to, hey, go meet with one of the probably most influential person in the world to have dinner, fly back on a private jet? How do you go from that? How do you go from that experience of the shame of losing your law license and shame of being unemployed and trying to figure things out to then meeting with UN diplomats, to accompanying President Biden at the G7 World Summit of Japan? How do you go from that? Believing in God, believing in yourself. And
In that
that's the
order.
thing, is respect your journey, but don't allow your journey, don't continue making the same mistakes.
Yeah.
Don't continue making
Yeah.
the same mistakes. Recognize the patterns. Take a step back and be like, yo, something's going on. Something's going on. And recognize that. Recognize that. But what happens? Oftentimes we don't take that step back. And what helped me is when I started going to therapy, so that I can now see myself in a different way, see myself from a different perspective, see my behavior in a different perspective. This is these are the things that you go through, and these are the path of greatness that people oftentimes don't hear about and don't recognize. They think, oh, they just had it easy, they had a lucky break. Nah, man, I had a whole bunch of stuff break before I got lucky. So when you're sitting over there, when you're thinking about woe is me, the question that I had to start thinking is like, Lord, what do you got prepared for me? And
Hmm.
what do I need to do? How do I need to get myself prepared so that whatever you give me, that I'm able to embrace it and that I don't mess it up, that I don't defile the gift that you give me? How do you go from that? How do you go from that experience to now being invited to speak during the World Economic Forum 3 times? How do you go from that and you have Kerry Kennedy and the co-founders of some of the largest crypto organizations coming to hear you speak? How do you go from that and having Chris Voss speaking on a panel with Chris Voss? How do you go from that? So these are some of the things that oftentimes when we have these experiences and we feel down and we feel out, we're feeling down and out, is recognizing the only difference between me and somebody that is in a place where I want to be is the decisions that they made. So let me make higher quality decisions. Let me actually look at, is this decision in my best interest?
Message.
Oh, let me stop doubting myself. Why? I'll gain confidence when I start keeping promises to myself, when I start executing my ideas and seeing what comes from it. Because now, even if my idea fails, I'm still farther because I move forward on something than staying in the same place. So when you talk about when you talk about hustle and and having grind and grit, it's about, how do I maximize what I'm trying to do? How do I maximize and think bigger about my vision and think bigger about who I am? Like I said earlier, I am Black history, but not only am I Black history, I'm American history. And how dare I not think of myself in that way? How dare I allow anybody else to try to think of me in some other way? So the Hustle Chronicles, making things happen, right? That's your lesson right there in hustleology.
Man, there's so much stuff I want to get into. You have a very interesting story, man, and I can't wait to see, because I feel like this is still the beginning. I know you've been doing a lot, but I feel like for you, this is still just the beginning. Like I feel like in my spirit, God got a lot more in store for you. Just being able to take the pain and turn it into purpose, that's astonishing, bro. That's amazing. That's extraordinary. And I commend you on that, bro, because a lot of people would fold during stuff like that. You know what I mean? People lose a couple bucks and they distraught. You know what I mean? And if I can offer the audience, one of the key things you said is decision making. And that's a key part of doing better. You got to make a decide to do better. And then after you decide, you got to commit to it. Yeah, you're a work of art, bro. You're a work of art. And even the bad stuff, you've turned it into something great. And I think it's going to continue to be great. Big ups to you, man. One of God's soldiers. One of God's soldiers. I love it. I did have more questions, but we're going to have to maybe do a part 2 because we're running out of time. But if you don't mind, it's Black History Month. You are Black History. We Black History. We wanted to do a little bit of trivia and then kick us off to the Black Business shout out. So if you don't mind playing little games with a couple guys. All right, cool. Let's go. All right, y'all, this is our game section, our trivia. We are going to ask some Black History questions. So y'all got to answer because I got the answers right here. So usually I get to participate in this, but since they don't got y'all gotta hold it down for us. All right. When did the celebration of Black History Month begin? A, 1963, B, 1923, C, 1926, or D, 1957?
1963.
Okay, so that's A. What you got, Ty?
I'm saying B.
You got B?
Yeah.
1923. Both of you guys are wrong. Ty, you were a little bit closer. It was 1926.
That's good to know.
Good to know. 1926. All right.
All right. Question number 2. Which president officially recognized Black History Month? A, President General Ford, B, President Jimmy Carter, C, President Richard Nixon, or D, President Ronald Reagan?
Reagan.
That's my answer too. My answer was Reagan.
Okay, nope. I was wrong again. It was President General Ford, A. All right. Number 3. Hold on, this one's kind of weird. All right, maybe y'all know this one or not. I don't know. What is the 2020 Black History Month theme? I didn't know we had themes. I did not know. I didn't know we had themes.
I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark. Let's go.
Okay. A, African Americans in the vote. B, civil rights in America. C, Black migration, or D, the crisis on Black education.
I'm gonna say the vote. I'm gonna say the vote.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll say C.
All right. So you picked Black migration and Doc put the vote. All right. It was A, African Americans in the vote. All right. I got 2 more. Yeah. I got 2 more for y'all. When did Rosa Parks bus boycott happen? September 1955, B, January 1958, C, December 1955, or D, November 1955? So we got 3 1955s, just different months. December or November, or January 1958, which is B.
It happened in 55. The reason why I know it happened in 55 is because I was in Selma, Alabama for the 60th anniversary of Bloody Sunday.
Nigga, you that
Huh?
you like that old boy? It's 1955.
The 60th anniversary.
Oh, okay.
Godly. Go ahead. Give me the dates. Give me the 1955 dates again. Go ahead. Give me the dates again.
Give the dates again, AJ. Godly.
1955, either September, that's A, C, December, or November, D. And then they got B, January 1958.
September.
Okay. Ty, what you got?
I'm gonna roll with that answer because I've been getting everything wrong.
Okay, it was actually C, December. So
December.
Yeah, December.
Man, I feel ashamed. I don't know my Black history.
Nah, if he would have gave me some individuals of Black history, I probably would have did better. Go ahead.
All right. So last one. We're kicking it to Martin. All right. When did Martin Luther King give his I Have a Dream speech? September 9th, 1965. B, January 19th, 1963. C, December 21st, 1962. Or D, August 28th, 1963.
I have no idea. Do not know the dates.
I'm gonna go with B.
I'm gonna go with. Give me the dates again.
A, September 9th, 1965. January 19th, 1963. C, December 21st, 1962. Or D, August 28th, 1963.
I'm gonna say in August because everybody was outside. It was either August or
Sorry?
I'm saying B.
September. I'm gonna say August.
Doc, you got it right again. It was August 28th, 1963. Let's go.
Whatever.
Let's give some homage to Garrett A. Morgan. Let's give some homage to Garrett A. Morgan, who invented the traffic light and who invented the gas mask. Let's give some homage to Eugene Bullard, who was known as the Black Swallow of Death. He was the first black fighter pilot, but he was trained in France. Let's give some homage to, goodness gracious, I'm trying to remember his name, but he was supposed to have been the first black astronaut, but he was killed in a plane crash. I want to say William H. Lawrence, Major William H. Lawrence, if I'm not mistaken. Let's give some homage to those individuals.
Been building. We been doing this.
We've been
Stop
here.
playing with us.
We've been here. We've been here.
Stop
Been
playing.
here.
Happy Black History Month. All right, y'all. Before we end this episode, of course, we got our business shout out. Before we do that, let's go ahead and play the theme song. We've been rocking all day. We're going to keep rocking. Thank y'all for rocking with us today. Hope y'all been enjoying.
Talk like that. And when I walk like this, talk like that. And when I'm shopping, man, I'm buying all black. Yeah, when I'm shopping, man, I'm buying all black.
Hey, Jay, do you got
Yes,
yours
sir.
already?
Nah, go ahead. Do your thing, brother.
Yeah, I got mine. Okay, so this is a business called Unique Organics Hair Care. It's by someone named Monique Perry. She's the owner, and she handcrafts her own products and specializes in damaged hair, basically. And it's located in Riverside, California. And I will get you guys the rest of the info where she can be found. When I get that, you guys can see it. But that is, yeah, that's mine. Shout out to her.
Nice, nice. Doc, you got one?
Absolutely. To Watch Doc, Jamar,
Oh, I need-
Jamar Montgomery, aka To Watch Doc, and I'm rocking the J Montgomery.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
need
my
that.
brand of watches that I build. You become part of the J Montgomery community. And
Yeah.
if you want to have access to all the things that I know and the network that I have, you say your network is your net worth. They say that new money gets Rolexes, old money gets Patek, but smart money gets a J Montgomery.
Hey.
J Montgomery watches. Check me out at drjamarmontgomery.com.
All right. I need one.
Yeah. You just birthday present if you want to just throw me one. Just saying, if you ever
Well, you know,
want
my birthday was on January 22nd. So what about the birthday present I need from you of supporting the black business?
I'll get you some merch, no problem.
I love it. I'm actually supporting a artist, very talented brother. I also know him since I was young, high school, college. I remember us having to stay up late in the art room trying to finish papers and stuff just so we can turn it in the next day. And, oh, you got a printer? I got one at the house, bro. Come to the house. Like, we gonna print this out. I accidentally having to fall asleep, wake up. Oh shit! Like, let's go, bro. Cool as hell. He goes by the name of Free, aka Ryan Hester. His Instagram is PHREART. One of my brothers, all about that black privilege right now. So we still
Still on that.
we still on that.
Still on that. We gonna figure out that.
So I wanted to show some love to my brother and RIP to his little brother. I know that was heavy for him. And everybody out there who's going through something, just hold your head and keep going through, keep hustling, keep grinding, keep God first.
Man.
And that, yeah, this has been the Hustle Chronicles. Again, Doc, man, it's so much that we can talk more about, bro. Definitely gonna have to have you back on because
Do you have any?
crazy, man.
Do you have any like a phrase or any words of wisdom you can give our audience before you get ahead out of here? Because you dropped a lot today, for
Yeah,
sure.
nah, he's dropping
You
gems.
dropped a lot today.
Don't get mad, get informed. Because the
Mm,
only rights that you have are the ones you exercise.
yeah, like that for
You
sure.
know, I got another one for you. The new civil rights, the new civil rights struggle is wealth creation. The new civil rights movement is wealth creation. You have a right to create wealth. The only rights that you have are the ones that you exercise. Exercise that right to create wealth.
Amen, brother.
Yeah,
KK, heed those notes, guys. It's on you. It's on you.
it's on
That's
you.
all I gotta say, man. But again, thank you, Doc, man. We appreciate
Appreciate you,
you.
man, so much, my
It's been
brother.
a great episode. I was surprised by a lot of stuff. I haven't got to
Yeah,
talk to you one on one, and it's probably been a pretty good minute. So just diving in depth to your story and the stuff that you've been through and the things that you're doing, I just want to tell you to keep going, brother. You know what I mean?
right,
From man to
right.
man, brother to brother, just keep doing your thing. You out here, you doing things, and you moving and shaking the world, bro. And if you need anything, we here for you.
We're here
God bless you, my brother.
for sure.
God bless you as well.
But yeah, this has been another episode for sure. In case you guys want to find us, like I say, it's pretty simple on all these platforms. We are the Hustle Chronicles, Hustle, HUSTLE, Chronicles, CHRONICLES. And you can find us personally on my page, IG Tanksley Designs. And on my X is a Tank of America. AJ, where can they find you?
Y'all can find your boy at St. John's 34 on all platforms. And make sure y'all tap into the YouTube channel. Come on, get those subscribers up,
Get
y'all.
those subscribers
Got
up.
Doc on here, y'all. Like,
Yeah, let's
come on
get
here.
these views up, baby. Let's get the support going.
Rising Trump. Stop playing.
You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to our Patreon,
Oh, man.
Subscribe to our Patreon as well.
U.S. Senator candidate. Then we had Charles the other day, too, man. Come on, y'all. We bringing
Again,
heat for y'all. If y'all ain't learning, y'all just ain't listening.
and we want to continue to grow and continue to have guests on, and we want to continue to put out the best quality work for you guys so you can learn and you can grow. And we just need your support on doing it. And that's just real about it.
Yep.
And
Find the
where
merch
can,
on Patreon. Go to
right,
Patreon, get your merch.
Dr. Montgomery, where can they find you?
Dr. Jamar Montgomery on IG, on TikTok, DrJamarMontgomery, Dr. Jamar Montgomery on IG and TikTok, and also on YouTube.
There you have it.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. This has been another episode of the Hustle Chronicles. Again, thank you, Dr. Montgomery, man, for the gems. We may have to make this a part 1 and part 2 episode, actually.
This one, bro. This one. This
You
one.
want this all one?
Yeah, this one, bro. This one.
We'll
But
talk about it.
yeah, peace, and we can't split this up. Like, how could you?
Easy.
Jamar went like this.
We'll see. Either way, it'll be up.
Monty.
Come on now, stop playing, man. Damn, they gonna figure it out, man. They gonna figure it out. I believe in our listeners.
We gonna figure it out.
Y'all got this. We got this. This is unity, and this is us coming together, creating dialogue, and hopefully people were able to take something from it. So, peace and love to y'all. God bless. Keep hustling, keep grinding, and stay on it, man. Stay on it. Stay focused.
Stay hustling, stay grinding out here.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Deuces.